right, so I'll go ahead and I'm going to monitor the waiting room. Still have people trickling in. So um, glad to see a lot of you popping on. Of course, today we've set aside some time to roll out or announce and roll out and kind of go through a training period here on this new tool called Referral Suite that I know a lot of you might have seen through the Facebook. And then, Rachel had been sending out some emails as well. Really excited. I know some of you have had some systems maybe in the past. There's some related systems like Brian Buffini and some other referral type systems in place for, just staying in touch with your sphere. And this is now most important time than ever to really kind of have some purpose to get back in with our sphere, touching, reaching back out to them with information, see how they're doing, things like that. But a lot of this is, again, we really need to kind of rely on technology to help us through this. And so Referral Suite, which what you guys will learn today, provides a lot of these advantages to kind of help us reaching back out to our sphere, and really primarily three different ways. So video, email, direct mail, and social media. We're going to walk through all this. I have Mike on, and he's gonna kind of go through this today with you guys. But just super excited to bring this to the front to our agents, and I think it's going to be an amazing tool for you guys, and a lot of it again it's all accessible right from our Suite Assist system. So Mike Cuevas, he's actually one of the founders of Suite Assist, which we've been running on for about a year now. Just continuously coming out with different updates and other solutions, to provide, for you guys, right? To whether that's, again, we kind of look at it as a transaction management based program initially, but as we've really evolved along with the system over the last year, we've seen a lot of other great advantages that the system provides, that we want to bring to you guys. So Mike's going to take up the majority of the call today, just kind of going through the launch, the nuts and bolts of the tool, and where to access it, and everything that comes along with it. So we do have this recorded, so we'll certainly send this out afterwards too, so you guys can have it. But yeah, we'll go ahead and I'll, like I said, Mike, I'll monitor the waiting room, but I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you to kind of get started for us.
Good morning, everybody. It is bright and early here. I'm in California. It's 8 o'clock, so I think it's 11 by you guys on Eastern time, but I appreciate your time today. But I'm going to start this off with a question. How many people here in the room has had somebody forget that they're in real estate in the last 6 months, 12 months? Let's start by raise a hand. This is going to be a little bit of engaging here, because what I'm going to explain to you works literally for everyone. This is something I've done for the last 20 years in my own brokerages and my own business, so much to the point that I built a whole software around the concept I'm going to explain to you, and went bankrupt doing it. So I'm going to share with you why I did it, because it literally works for anyone I've ever implemented it with. And this isn't even necessarily what I'm going to talk to you today is about a real estate thing. This is more of a notoriety and attention and popularity thing, because the agent with the most amount of attention that comes to mind most amongst the people they already know is always the one who's the most highest in production. I'm sure everyone here on this call would agree with that, Matt included, is that the agents that are doing the most amount of transactions aren't always the sharpest tools in the shed, are they? You're like, how is this agent doing more transactions than I am? They're not better than me. They're not better looking, whatever the complaint is. However, the only difference 99% of the time is that agent has more attention than you do at that time, which means that it's an equal level playing field. And attention and personal brand is ever more important than anything you'll ever see in the industry. This is me. I don't like talking about myself. I'm going to get right into this, but if you guys want to learn more about me, I have a podcast. I got nearly 2 million downloads, and I've been talking about attracting business for the last 8-9 years, building this platform I'm about to share with you today. That's why I'm so excited, because you guys are honestly one of the first few brokerages to go ahead and see it, courtesy of your leadership. So feel free to look me up. Check out my podcast, Real Estate Marketing Dude, if you want to learn more about attraction and whatnot. But let's get into what we're going to talk about today, because this is what I'm really passionate about. And I'm a nerd at this stuff. And I'm going to prove everything I share with you today with factual numbers so that none of the stuff that I'm going to share with you is going to be based upon theory. It's all going to be based upon mathematics. And that's why this works. So the reality is that we have shiny object syndrome in the real estate industry. And in all industries for that matter. We hear about an easy, shiny button that is going to solve all our problems for lead generation. And we want to push that button so that clients just come and start coming out of the woodworks, right? And reality is that most business doesn't come from prospecting or lead generation. It's not coming from your website. It's not coming from door knocking or phone calls or cold calling or prospecting or whatever it is, Zillow buying leads, whatever it is that you're doing. The vast majority of business doesn't come from them. The vast majority of business comes from people you already know, you met from the past, or you personally meet, or you're referred to. All right. And then over to the tune of 60 something, 70% of the time. To save time today, I summarize what those stats actually say. And this is where closed sales across the United States originate from. And I want you guys to think of yourselves as a business owner today, because any business owner, before they open up their doors, is going to say, where should I put my marketing at that is going to create the highest return on investment for my future business? If I was a taco stand, I would open up probably in a college town that has bars open till 4 a.m. because I know I would sell the most amount of tacos in that geographic location. So I want you guys to put on your business hats today and focus on, and I want you to go do your own research. Where did the last 10 clients come from for you? Then I want you to go back and look at all your marketing efforts. I want to look about how much money you've invested and et cetera, and compare your ROIs right now, because we're going to talk about ROI at the end of today's call and why it's so important. But regardless, over 74% of business comes from people we already know. I've never understood why we're all chasing strangers instead of just staying all over the people that we already know, like, and trust and love us, because that's the most important audience to stay in front of. Over the next 20 minutes or so, this is what we're chatting about: is how do you farm your database, remain top of mind over 70 plus times a year without talking about real estate. Matt mentioned Buffini. Buffini's whole entire thing is about touching your database. And it's not so much like you're physically touching them, but they have to see you, because there's a reason why 80% of home buyers forgot their agent's name after 6 months. It's impossible to play the long game when they don't remember what your name is. You see, the goal of every transaction for me personally is not to actually sell the house. That's my third goal of every transaction. The first goal is to please the client into a repeat client, which is where customer service comes in. The second goal is to generate spin-off business off that current transaction, whether it's a buyer or a seller. And the third goal is then to sell the house. And if you put your mindset in that position, I promise you, you will play the long game. I always generate business off of the clients I already have, but only with good customer service. We'll get to that in a second. But the problem that a lot of us have is what do we say to our database without always feeling like we have commission breath or talking about real estate, and then it feels slimy, right? Let's be honest. Nobody here, or does anyone here actually like selling? I love selling my service. Just by show of hand, you guys like selling? Anyone? Go ahead and type in. Right? It sort of feels weird. Like I don't either. I hate selling. But even when I'm walking you guys through here today, I'm not selling anything. I'm just walking you through what I do and what I know how to do. And there's a major difference in branding when it comes to that. Now, it doesn't mean we stop talking to our database, though, because if I stop talking to my significant other, what's going to happen? I'm going to break up.
You're going to leave it.
What happens to our clients when we stay out of mind, when we're not top of mind? What do? They go cheat on us with another realtor, and then we get mad about it. Why? But it's not our fault. It's our job to remind them. It's not their job to remind me. And much like most people, I thought everyone knew what I did for a living. Oh, I made a couple social media posts. Everyone sees it. No, the reality is only 5 to 10% of your organic feed sees your content. So no, they don't. And that's why most agents are closet agents. See, when I'm marketing my database, this is where the mindset comes in, is that I'm not trying to generate a lead. I'm trying to generate attention, notoriety, brand, so that when they come across a referral opportunity, my name is thought of and brought into the conversation. That's it. I'm not fighting for leads. I'm fighting for attention. And the most recession-proof business model, you see it happening right now. The market's down across the country. Who are the agents that are still transacting and haven't really flinched yet? It's every single one with a personal brand, a large social media presence, and notoriety, aka attention. Because Because when you start creating content and you do it in front of the people that already know, like, trust, and love you, you'll create top of mind brand awareness. That creates conversations, that creates referrals. That's it. There's no formula here, guys. The formula is it's a popularity contest. Become the most known realtor in your market amongst the people that you know, because 80% hire the first one they meet with. Period. These are all stats. So what I'm sharing with you guys isn't theory. This isn't like make 10 calls and you're one more no away from your next yes, or whatever the gurus tell us. I'm talking about this is mathematical. Every time I make a social media post, I know 10 to 15% of the people that put their eyeballs on that post will be moving in the next 12 months, and most don't even know it yet. Think about that. Did you guys know the number 3 most highest percentage type of home buyer is across the country that Zillow just released at their latest conference right now in Las Vegas? Divorce. 16% of home buyers today are divorced. Who's concentrating in that market? See, most of the people who are in that situation now didn't know 12 months ago that they were going to be getting a divorce, yet alone finding a new house to buy. Because life events happen, and each and every year since these statistics have been being tracked, which I think is since like the 70s, 10 to 15% of the population moves, which means 10 to 15% of your Facebook friends move, 10 to 15% of the people in your phone move, 10 to 15% of the people you come across at your kid's soccer game are moving. But 100% of them have a referral for you, because everybody knows someone who's moving in the next 12 months. I don't market my database for their direct business. If I do, I'm just selling my service. I do it for their referral business, because everybody knows someone who's moving. It's a mindset shift. You don't need to sell your service. You just need to remind people what you sell. That's it. It's the name of the game. Now let's do the math in your market. When I was in Chicago selling, I'm in San Diego now, so I haven't been actively selling, but I am starting a team here because I'm missing it. But that's another story. I knew in my market, I worked a downtown market. I lived in Lincoln Park, if you're familiar with the city. And I knew that people lived in a concrete jungle in Chicago. The average time someone would live in their house in Chicago is 3 to 5 years, because it was condo living, no backyards, right? You outgrow that space pretty quickly. Now, in the suburban markets, it was more like 6 to 9 years. So do the math in your market, and you're going to come up with a mathematical formula of how many people within that book of business are moving. That's it. You don't need a large audience. We are taught to go out there and be like, oh, we got to go get on billboards and do all this stuff. Those are ego metrics, guys. The only thing I need you to do to have a consistent business is be consistent and staying in front of the 100 to 300 people you already know, like, and trust that you would invite to your wedding or funeral with an unlimited budget. Say it one more time. If you would walk past someone in the grocery store in a different way, this is someone you would say hello to, not walk and do a detour down the milk aisle. These are people that need to know and be reminded on a consistent basis of what you do for a living, because they don't remember. I promise you. This is the biggest thing I get. My database already knows what I have, what I do for a living. I've gotten everything I could out of my database. So we're going to do an exercise really quick. I want someone here, or as many, all of you, please, would be great. Type into the chat how many friend connections you have on Facebook. Facebook alone. Type it in the chat. We'll do a quick exercise.
What was the question? How many friend connections?
How many Facebook friends do you have, or Instagram followers? Let's just do math. And let's see what we get here if you want to read them off. 950. Thank you, Julie. So 950 out of those 950 people, okay, I'm going to safely assume that you don't know 400 of them. All right, so let's take that down to 550. Then I'm going to assume out of that 550 that some are going to be out of state, family or not. Let's just dwindle it down to like 400, okay? So of that 400, statistically, there's 40 people moving. But all 400 of them have a referral for you. So the first question is did you do at least 15 to 20 referrals off of Facebook last year? If not, you're still a closet agent. See where I'm at, guys? I'm going to share with you why that is in a second, and show you the algorithms and why you have to be more consistent. But that's the math we're talking about here, right? Because it is just math. If you own and know, and everybody that you know, and this is where the business has always been relationship based, and it's always been right in front of you. It's just a matter of being consistent, because it's a busy world out there. You have to think of your business like Times Square. Who's been to Times Square and you go in there and you're like, holy crap, it's advertisement, marketing, messaging. Everybody knows a real estate agent, guys. Everybody knows a lender. What makes you any different? It's the relationship you have with the database and attention and notoriety. That's it. Right? So if your numbers are less than what I'm showing you here, you have to be more active amongst your database. All right? Because there's a lot of business there. And in my experience, through all my agents, through my teams, I've never had to buy leads for any of my agents. They've always produced. And there's a reason why the single mom in her pajamas in doing a TikTok video is eating the lunch of the professional old school team that's got 5 agents, they're wearing suits and etc. is because the single mom has the attention of the entire network of the community, and people relate to her a lot more than everyone here wearing a suit. That's a personal brand, right? That's what I want you guys to do. So let's get to the problem why I think everyone understands why it's important. We got to stay in front of the people that we already know. And the people we already know is the people that are in our phone. Like, let's not overthink this. I've never understood why people want to farm a bunch of strangers instead of farming the relationships they already have, because strangers don't know you. Therefore, how can they refer you? That'd be like me sending you to a restaurant I'd never visited myself. That'd be pretty shady. See what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So here's the problem, though, is like, what do you say? Who here struggles with how to market their database? Because it's not what you send them. It's just that you're consistent in staying in front of them. So here struggles like, and this is, I call the term, I call the term a lot commission breath, right? I don't know if you heard this in like lab coats and all the Facebook groups, but commission breath is when all you do is you just talk about like, you're selling. And there's a reason why when agents go ahead and post a just listed or a just sold, the only people who comment in it on are mom, the mortgage broker that wants you to start sending them referrals, the title company that wants you to start closing at their office, and then the real estate broker is trying to recruit you. Why are those only people commenting on that content? Is because that content is self-serving. It's not meant to, no one's excited about just listed or just sold. There's another way to do it. I'm not saying don't post it that way. I'm just saying how you're posting, it's got to change. People remember how you work, not what you do. Even including on this call today, you guys will remember 10% of what I share with you, because that's how the human brain works. But you remember the points I make when I'm using dialect and stuff like this. I'm doing that on purpose. So point I'm making now is, what do you say without always focusing on real estate? How do you market your database? What do you send them? How often do you send them? How often do you have to actually touch these people? What is the formula? This isn't anything new, guys. Businesses have been doing this forever. There's a reason why, and Bed Bath & Beyond used to do this all the time. If they use that, who had 20% coupons off in their like kitchen drawers? Anyone?
Oh my gosh.
You guys know what I'm talking about? And why didn't we ever throw those things away? Like, we don't throw them away. We just keep them in the drawer because we might bring them to the store. But every time I go buy diapers, I forget the damn coupon in my drawer. And then guess what? I go to my email and I scan the same one and I still get my 20% off coupon, right? And then I leave the store and all of a sudden I'm getting retargeted by them on social media. And then I'm seeing them everywhere. And therefore I don't cheat on another baby company because I can only think about one. See where I'm going? How do you do that for your real estate business? Well, you do it through what we're going to share with you, because we're playing the long game. You don't spike the football on the closing of the transaction. You spike the football when you get your third referral on someone you sold a house to 4 years ago. All right. Do the math on this is the value of your relationships. I don't think you can put a price on it, but I believe every relationship is a minimum of $25,000, regardless of what market you're in, just because the average person buys 2 to 3, 4, 5 houses over the course of their lifetime. That doesn't consider the amount of people they can introduce or refer you to that you could do the same thing with. But you have to take care of your people. It starts by nurturing and staying in front of your network, your database. And this is why we remind and we don't sell, which is what the basis of Referral Suite is. You take sort of a subliminal, omnipresent approach, staying in front of your database through air, land, and sea so that you become more top of mind, more rememberable, because the only goal here is, hey, real estate, you got to call Mike. That's it. When you own that, you own the attention of their mind, and it's a fantastic thing. That's when you start attracting. But you have to be thought of first, top of mind, brand. This is all personal brand, guys. So let's go through the 3 channels, and I'll share with you what we do on social media. What type of content should you create? At each one of these images here, just as an example, I don't have to tell people I'm in real estate. I need to remind people I'm in real estate. So the top right one is like just me and my team out. I took them out for dinner and we had a couple drinks. And I'm like, oh, just took the team and dinner out for some drinks after a long week of creating videos and creating real estate content. I didn't say I'm a real estate, I'm doing this, blah, blah, blah. I just said we're taking the team out for drinks. It's reminding people what I'm doing for a living. Even right here in my background, if I had my listing sign and you guys see the video here, we're not even talking about real estate business. Just because that's in the background, I'm subliminally telling you I'm in real estate. So there's all kinds of these little things that you can be doing on a consistent basis. Behind the scenes, stories, green screen reels. But let's go into the deets on this. Regardless of what you create on social media, you need to post it everywhere you go organically. Because everyone you're connected with on social media to me are just future business. It's future referrals. It's future, unless your friends and family live in a box, they're going to live somewhere, right? And whether they're renting or they're buying, they got to go somewhere. That means everyone's a client. It's the most exciting thing about real estate. There is no shortage of business. There's a shortage of us trying to look to where it's at, which is right in front of us, which is what I'm sharing with you. So now look at your Facebook personal page where you guys are aware that you only get about a 10 to 15% reach on your Facebook personal page today. That means if you have, whoever gave me the example, the 950 friends, only 95 of them see them. That's why you're not attracting more. You guys know you can run ads right from your personal page and reach all of your friends for $5 a day, if that, and literally stay in front of all of them. Like it's so easy to stay in front of people because we have all of these tools. Your business page today, I don't think you need one unless you need to run ads and be more strategic. If you're going to do lead generation on Facebook, you need your business page. But if you're only posting on your business page, you're only getting an organic reach of about 5 to 10% of your likes. That's why no business page ever get organic reach. People just assume if you make a post that everyone sees it. No, they don't, because Facebook has an algorithm. So does Instagram. Short form videos on social media is where it's at. Short form content. That's what the algorithms post. You got to be on video. You have to do it. It's no longer optional. I wish I had other news for you. But you have to do something for it, because if you're not, like I just had a podcast yesterday with one of this guy's like a huge marketer guy, speaks all over the country. He's like, dude, if you don't do, he said it just yesterday, this guy's got way more experience than me. He's a stud. He goes, hey, dude, if you don't get on video, you don't have a business. You have to have a personal brand. The only way you build a personal brand is with video. That's the fastest way to do it. Now, I want you to do the math, though. If you guys were consistent on social media, let's just say that you were to create, start off simple. Let's just say 5 to 10 social media, quote unquote, reminders a month. Let's just say you did those in videos. And you did that, let's say each month you're generating 4,000 eyeballs, 4,000 views. If you do that for 6 months in a row, 4,000 times 6 is 24,000 eyeballs. You guys, it's just math. Of all those eyeballs, 100% of them have a referral for you. 10 to 15% of them will be moving themselves, and 80% of them are going to hire the first person they meet with. This is the math. Top of mind, brand awareness is how you attract. Let's go over to video email. Love video email. You guys will have access to video email. But when you're doing video email, it's how you're doing it that people really pay attention to. I was one of BombBomb's first subscribers when they came out, which was in 2012. And remember, the first subscription was $19 a month. But I knew instantly, I'm like, holy crap, I could put my face on video and farm my database via video email. Holy shit, top of mind brand awareness. This is fantastic. And it worked. It was right, because think about it. What email are you going to remember more of? The tax-based market update email that you get from your financial planner, real estate agent, or mortgage lender, or the hey, dude, did you see the haunted houses going on this weekend? Dude, this one's awesome. You got to go check out the pumpkin patch here and this. And by the way, thanks for all your referrals. You don't need to talk about real estate. You just need to remind them. But when you're doing video email, it's the people that are on the list that are most important. You have to have an email list. It's the only form of media that you own. I can't control how many people will see your Facebook post, but I can control how many people will see my email and my direct mail. There's a reason why every business has an email list. And your email list for real estate should be nothing more than people you'd invite to your wedding or funeral. I'll show you a story about, this comes to mind. I married in 2012. And we're Mexican, so we hang out every Sunday and we drink beer and eat tacos. That's what we do. So my wife's side of the family never, we see them every Sunday, every Sunday, every Sunday, every Sunday. Never generated any referral business from them until we sent out the wedding invites. But what happened when we got married is that now my wife had to give me her whole direct mail list for her family. And if you know Mexican families, they're pretty damn big. So I inherited 125 different names or whatnot that we invited to the wedding. And I started farming them on my direct mail. We also had an email invite. We did it on Facebook, but we had to send an evite out. Hey, join our Facebook page to see our upcoming wedding. I took all those email addresses, just put them on my email list and started nurturing them. Well, it's how I paid for my wedding. Well, the majority of it, I made $36,000 out of the 52, I think. Made $36,000 out of the 52, I think was the cost. Off of, that was. I'm hearing a echo. You have an echo? You have an echo, Matt?
Yeah, here.
Test. Okay, I think it's back. All right. Anyways, and all I did was one change. I just started reminding the other side of the family what I did for a living. And then they just didn't know, or they didn't see me in that light because they knew me as Mike Ellie's husband, not Mike real estate agent that can actually help you sell and buy, and you can refer your friends and family to me. I just activated them. And that was only in a 6-month period. So I share that with you because the people that are closest to you are often the ones that have the biggest impact on your business in terms of pushing the needle. But you got to let them know what you do because they love you. They'll take care of you. And you can't be scared to ask for business ever. All right? You can't. Another thing I'll share with you because people are like, oh, I don't want to video email my family. What are they going to say about me? Look, here's what it comes down to. And this comes true with creating content on social media in general too. Do you all believe that you're the best real estate agents for the job? And show by hands. If you don't, you don't. Like, show of hands. Let's go. Who here believes you're honestly like the best real estate agent for the job? So there's two ways you answer that question. If you said you're not, then you're not the best real estate agent job. You got to get another job, okay? But if you said you are, it becomes your obligation to make sure not only your database knows about it, but the entire world. Because if you truly are and you believe that, you're shady on not letting anyone else know about it. Therefore, you should never be scared to market your business or remind people on what you do for a living. And you have to have that mindset to move forward. All right. Now, back to what we email. I've got a little off track. Honestly, for my first 5 years of my career in video email, I literally just sent people the Hallmark greeting card strategy. This month's video email in our system, I'll share with you guys shortly, but is buying a house in October right before an election a scary time to buy? That's a good question for video email to answer. I didn't have to say anything, but that'll be our video email topic this month. Right? Next month will be Thanksgiving. What do you do on Thanksgiving? Thanks is my subject line. Thanks for sending me all your referrals over the past 5 years. I really love that. Blah, 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 blah. It's just a cute way to stay in front of people, but that's all I did for 5 years. I just sent them happy holiday greetings on video email. And they sent me the referrals. The most important part of video email is your subject line, though. It's going to be the list and the subject line. I don't want to video email people I don't know. Basically, if I'd say hello to them in the grocery store, then they make the cut on being on this list. So you keep it full of quality relationships, but your subject lines are the key to them. Good subject lines in video, I'm averaging about a 30 to 40% open rate, which is fantastic. Most times it's over 40, but I like to be conservative when I'm on these. Now, let's do the math. Most people have about, I don't know, most people invite about 200 people to their wedding. Everybody has an email list. Who here has an email list of their database that they're already nurturing? And if you're not, you got to get on it. But I recommend 18 touches a year. Once a month video email. And then the other 6 touches could be, I'm big on client events, 2 client event invites, 4 market updates every quarter. It could be whatever you want, but a minimum of 1 video email touch a year. Now, do the math. If you were to go out and do this, we see a 40% open rate. And if you have 100 people on your list or 200 people, it's the same mathematics you apply to everything I'm sharing with you today. 10 to 15% of the people on the receiving end of your email will be moving over the next 12 months, and 100% of them have a referral for you. The difference is that you're just reaching them another way. Making sense? Let's hit direct mail. Third component of this whole thing is direct mail. Farm your database. If farming a neighborhood full of strangers produces listings, what would happen if you farmed a neighborhood of relationships? Direct mail is the only source that you're going to get 100% receivership rate on because everyone gets their direct mail. But who do we send this to? Past clients, check. Family, anyone you'd invite to your wedding or funeral, check. That's it. These are your A's. All right. What do you send them? Doesn't matter. I've sent letters, I've sent postcards, I've sent brownie gifts, I've sent gift cards, I've sent everything. And when I've come to the conclusion, I've sent the worst letters, like with misspellings, like it was terrible. Without conclusion is that nobody cares. Here's what all that matters on direct mail. I don't even care what you send people on direct mail anymore. I'm positive it doesn't matter, because on the direct mail piece, you're going to have a picture that says I'm a realtor, and it's going to remind people you're in real estate. Therefore, the content of it doesn't matter. You just have to send something, because it's the touch that matters. They're going to pick up the piece of mail, they're going to toss it in the trash, and it's the only bit of marketing where people will physically engage with you. When we're talking about branding and top of mind brand awareness, it's fantastic. Once a month is all you need. That makes sense? Like I said before, it's 100% deliverability. 100% of the people see and touch it. And the same concept. Direct mail is very simple. If there's 100 people that I'm direct mailing every month, well, 10 to 15 of them are moving, but all 100 of them have a referral from me. Done. When people ask me what the ROI is, I'm like, it's insane. Just farm your friends. Let's combine overall what I have right here, and I'm going to show you. Here's the database. Okay, so let's go through and we combine all three together and just sort of see what we end up coming up with. So if I have an email going out to my database, and let's just say my email list is 150 people. Say it's 100, it doesn't matter, but 1 to 1.5 video emails a month. Direct mail, it's going to be my smallest list of people, probably, usually is. 1 touch a month. Social media, let's just say we do 10 social media posts a month. Well, let's add up the eyeballs over the next 6 to 12 months. 10 to 15% of the people you see on direct mail, video email, and social media, they're going to be moving, and 100% of them have a referral for you. 80% of those people are going to hire the first person they speak with. It's either going to be you or somebody else. That's the math, guys. There's nothing crazy or rocket science about this system. Any questions on that before we move forward here? I'm going to check the chat really quick. Cool. So everything that you see that we chat about, that's basically what Referral Suite is. This is something that doesn't take a lot of time per month. I'm going to show you a video because it's going to do a way better job of explaining it than I will in just like a minute and a half. And then I'll come back, answer questions, and show you guys how you can use it if you like. Let's watch this really quick, and then I'll come right back when it's done playing.
And Mike, are we supposed to have sound on it?
Nurture and market your
Rolodex.
Sorry. In just a couple of minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how Referral Suite helps you generate more referrals and repeat business. Referral Suite is an all-in-one tool focused on one thing, a place for you to manage, grow, nurture, and market your Rolodex of relationship through multiple channels, being direct mail, video, email, and social media. Our first tool is our social media calendar. All you need to do going forward as a member is simply check your social media calendar, grab your instructions, and customize your content, then post it. You never need to think about what to do or say on social media ever again. And when it comes to email marketing your database, Referral Suite also provides a video email system to create engaging emails to your database. All you need to do is once a month is check your content calendar right here. We'll give you the subject line, the email, the copy, and even the video script to record right inside our software. So all you need to do is send. And our direct mail, set it and forget it, monthly automation is so simple. All you need to do is simply pick a campaign, you set it, and then you forget it. Each month, your active direct mail list that's being hosted inside a Referral Suite receive an automated piece of mailing from you. But Referral Suite is also a one-stop shop for all of your branded materials, from signage, greeting cards, neighborhood farming campaigns, social media graphics, flyers, just to name a few. Plus, okay, there's the nutshell of what Referral Suite is. Let me plug back in the thingy here. I won't make you watch the rest of it, just sort of me talking. But Referral Suite's accessible right inside of your guys' suite, which you could access right on your guys' website at Swell, at Sell with Swell. But here's what else it includes when we onboard somebody into it. One is we make sure your database gets into the system. So you have 2 onboarding calls. The first one is just to make sure you know where to go first. There will be a couple homework assignments like exporting your database, uploading it into the system so that we can market it, right? But we're going to make sure that you know how to do it. Either if you don't know how to upload the context in the system, our team will, but they will get uploaded within the first 30 days. In addition, this is also on live coaching. The biggest question people have is, all right, Mike, how do I do this for myself? So we do 2 group coaching calls a month that comes with this, where members will bring their content ideas based on their personal brand, and I'll crack it for you. But there's other questions we talk about too, like Facebook ads and all kinds of advanced marketing. Anything you want with marketing, bring it to my attention and I will solve it for you. This includes all access to social media calendar, video email, and direct mail. The social media calendar will give you 20 pieces of content a month. 8 of those are going to be short form video scripts, fully written out for you. All you got to do is just shoot them. The rest of the content are just going to be social media instructions, customizable imagery, stuff like that. And you choose which ones you want to create each and every month, but we take the guesswork out of it. All of our training courses are in there. There's a couple other training courses that get unlocked to you once you become a member, and they will appear in your dashboard, for example. And those are the coaching calls I just sort of told you about. Now, Referral Suite, if you go to our Referral Suite website, you could go ahead and check it out there. But why our normal pricing is $497 and $97 a month. Leadership of your office at Swell is obviously we give you guys a good break because they are been a fantastic client. And it's just the way that we work. So you guys do have a broker discount. This is already taken care of and picked up by Swell. You guys have no onboarding costs. It is month to month, and it's only $60 a month. So you have a content coach everywhere to farm your database, and for $720 a year, you can stay on top of mind. Your RI is pretty good. Now, who is this going to be right for, though? Here's what you're going to need if this is right for you guys. You got to want to build a strong personal brand. I'm not going to lie. You have to be willing to put yourself out there. This is why we have coaching with it. The biggest hurdle I think people have is just getting themselves on video, to be honest with you, whether it's on email or not. But I've done over 5,000 videos. We script, edit, and distribute videos today for attorneys all over the country and still some real estate people. So when it comes to video marketing, part of the stuff you have in here, I have a library. I have every script in the world. So you'll get through it. Trust me. This is where my expertise is at. But you have to be willing to do this. I'm not going to be pushing you off the ledge here. You ought to come into the ledge willing to jump. And if you do, I will show you an attraction-based business model. Be dedicated to your database, right? You have to be dedicated to them. It's very simple. You got to be willing to implement video. And I need about an hour a month, 1 to 2 hours a month. Okay. If you don't have 1 to 2 hours a month, this is not the right system for you. But if you don't have 1 to 2 hours a month dedicated to your business, you're in the wrong business, in my opinion. You got to be disciplined. Consistency creates everything. All right. Consistency creates everything. So in your guys' particular situation, right on your website, if you go to the top right-hand corner, there's now an agent login button there. You could click on that agent login button. You could also visit us at sweetassist.com and get to the same system, but I would just recommend going to the main Swell website, because you guys probably know that easier, and just click your agent login to whatever your regular login is to get into your suite today. When you go into your suite, you're going to see a button right there that looks like it's locked, Referral Suite. You don't have to do this. This is up to you. If you want to do it, come join our membership and start taking the calls and, take the onboarding call. But you would click on that button that says Referral Suite with the lock. As soon as you click on it, you'll take to a new screen that you see down here. And to unlock it, it is just $60 a month. There is your discount. You subscribe right there. And then you're going to go to the training, log right here, and follow the instructions. The very first thing to do is set up an onboarding call with our team, and those instructions will be emailed to you, as well as put right inside here on the very first video that you'll click on once you get the Referral Suite training. If you have additional questions, Matt will know sort of where to direct you around from there. But that's it in a nutshell for Referral Suite. I imagine we have a couple questions. And I'm sorry, my camera was off. What questions do we have, you guys, on it? And Matt, did I do okay? Did it lay up? Did it make sense? Anything you need me to clarify?
Yeah, no, definitely, Mike. I appreciate that. We'd love to open this up while we have Mike on, for any questions. If you guys want to just kind of feel free to unmute yourself or throw something in the message board in the chat, and we can get those addressed. And if not, of course, if something comes up after that, yeah, like Mike said, just, any questions, you can filter them to me directly. You guys all have my direct contact and email, and then if it's something I'm not sure of, I can get with Mike. But any questions right now?
I don't see any. There's an Adriana. Oh, you know what? Meeting group chat. We need to. Oh no, it works. I don't see any
right now. Yeah. Okay.
I think I did a great job explaining it then.
Yeah, you must have answered everything right there, Mike. Yeah, no, we appreciate it. But I did have a question. As far as the coaching, you said that's twice a month?
Yeah, our next one isn't this Wednesday. It's every other Wednesday at 10 a.m. And okay. What you'll see is that once anybody comes into our membership, those coaching calls will appear on the calendar. So there's more features that'll appear once you unsubscribe. So you get additional training unlocks. That's what shows everyone how to use the system. There's a couple training courses we like people to take or watch some videos. But you'll see that once you subscribe. They don't see it. You're not able to see it unless you're subscribed to Referral Suite.
Yeah, and then they can just sync that with their Google Calendar or whatever calendar they have, right?
Yeah. We can too. If you put that right in your calendar, then it'll just sync right there. But the coaching calls are every 2 weeks. The best thing to do for those you guys is review your content calendar ahead of time and then bring your questions, because the biggest question people have is, hey, Mike, how do I do it for me? So like, for example, there was we have an agent. She's super cute. She's like 72 years old and she's in Mississippi. She's been selling real estate for 35 years. It's the first time she's getting on video. And I'm like, why are you never on video? And her branding just has like this dog house on it, right? So I'm like, why do you always have this dog? Like, what's up with this dog thing? She's like, dude, I sell dogs' backyards. I'm like, that's fantastic. So her whole content strategy, like, for example, now is like, she'll come to the calls and be like, Mike, how do I do this post? How do I do this post? And what she'll do is, we had a piece of content that was, give me the top 5 outdoor patios to visit this summer. She just alters it and said, these are the top 5 dog-friendly patios to visit this summer, right? And that's how you create impact. It's all about taking your personal brand and adapting it to what we already give you. And that's the best use of our coaching calls. She did another one, like, where I did one of the content was like the face you make when another listing falls out of contract or something like that. But instead of, in the face you're supposed to do was like this, but we took her dog and had her and her dog do a picture like this. She got over 100 comments. Have never gotten over 4 in her life. So I know how to create engagement. I know how to create eyeballs, and that's what I'm good at. And that's why you want to come to the coaching calls. My normal rate is $1,000 a session. So take advantage of this, you guys. I'm really good at it, and I'll tell you exactly what to do. This discount is available through Swell only. It's nothing that we do publicly, and it's because we take care of all of our clients at Sweet Assist, and we give you guys a lot of value adds. That's just the truth.
No, that's great. Now, in terms of like, what about if there's any, tech support wise, Mike, is that, so if anybody encounters an issue, maybe uploading their database or things like that,
we do it for them. Yeah.
Okay.
50% of the people end up, because what'll happen is once you get into the Referral Suite, there's like training videos, and some people are like the go-getters. So like, we'll just go ahead and just upload them like before our onboarding calls. But that's why we have the onboarding calls, for that reason, because I'm going to show you what to export, but you're going to export from your phone. You're going to export from your current CRM, wherever you host your contacts at. And either you can upload it in the system, it's very easy to do, or we'll upload it for you. But that's why we have those 2 onboarding calls, because in the first 30 days, you got to come to those 2 calls. We need this database into the system. And then I want you to attend the first 2 coaching calls. This is coaching. It's not just like, I'm not just giving you a piece of SaaS. Like, I'm going to show you how to use it, because it's not good unless you do. So that's exactly why we put that in there, Matt, is because we wanted to make sure people were putting that in. We're just waiving our onboarding costs for your team.
Yeah. And I think that, Mike brings up a great point, guys, because, there's a lot of these, there's platforms out there, whether, website CRMs but a lot of it can be pretty complex sometimes in terms of, maybe you get stuck on certain areas of what to do. But the fact that Mike and his team are able to then provide kind of the second tier to this is the actual coaching side, I think really goes a long way. It's not just the product itself, but now having somebody to kind of hold your hand and coach you on how to actually use it. Right.
Yep.
Because I know I've been guilty of that, signing up for services in the past, and I'm paying for it monthly, but it's not getting used, or I'm not optimizing it. Right. And so to have that second step there to be a part of those coaching calls, I think is great. Is a great advantage.
The way that, and you're not going to be like spending your whole life back there. Like if you guys are spending more than like a couple hours a month on this, like you got to get a hobby. Um, there's a reason why it was set up the way it was and why it took so long to build. Because once you have your direct mail is automated, like it's done. The only job you have is to keep adding people to your list, because what'll happen is that you'll start creating content on social media. And the more you put yourself out there, the more conversations you're going to have. You take those conversations. Hey, dude, send me your email. I'm inviting you to my next client party. You add them to your email list. It's how we build an audience. And it doesn't stop, right? Like you're always building that. My mentor, I used to own a brokerage, a franchise, a few of them, called Exit Realty back when I was in Chicago. And my mentor at that time told me, and it was true, I never forgot this word. We were in the broker owner training in Canada. And he's like, you guys need to, this guy's like the top Remax guy, like in Canada or something. Like he's got all this claim to fame. If you want to double your database or double your business, just double your database. I'm like, pretty damn true. You see, we control our own glass ceiling in this business. Like if you want to limit how much business you do, then just stop building your audience, stop building your database. It's good. You'll do it very well doing that. But if you don't, you keep building.
Yeah, we got a couple questions, Mike. How can you assist newer agents with virtually no database?
Great question. Well, every new agent needs to build one, and this is the perfect time. So like here, I'll give you guys an example. One of the first things that people are going to do is we have everyone export their contact list, and whatnot. But remember the 10 to 15% number and the 100% number. Whether you're brand new in a market that you never transacted before and don't know one person, you still have to build a database. Otherwise, you're always going to be a transactional broker. So even though you might not have people in there today, you still need the foundation to build them in, because what's going to happen, and this is how we use it with lead generation. Let's just say I'm buying leads and whatever I'm doing the prospecting, you're still having conversations. And when you're having a conversation with a lead or a prospect, it usually goes in one or two ways. You either talk for 4 or 5 minutes and leave it warm, or you're like, what the hell is that? And it just ends, right? Well, when you have those warm conversations of people who just aren't ready yet, that's when you bring them into Referral Suite to humanize your brand. Does that make sense? So you're still going to nurture. All Referral Suite is a nurturing system. Warm prospects, 100%. A great way. I used to do a ton of YouTube videos for people all over the country, and we would create the Living In series, the Moving To series, and they would attract relocations from all over the country. We did it in virtually almost every city. And we would what would happen is someone would contact them off of YouTube, but they're not in the city yet. They're just starting to find them on YouTube. It's a 4 to 5 month transaction and a nurturing process. The second they have the conversation, we take them off cold automation and bring them into Suite Assist or Referral Suite because it's warm. Does that make sense? We're not sending automated emails out. We're sending broadcasts that are independently created with your face, which makes them more authentic. The marketing you create has to have impact or it doesn't work. This isn't about checking a box. This is about like putting impact and authenticity behind it, because when you have that with it, you're unforgettable. So you have to build a database in short. And as you build your conversation book of business, you're going to deposit each of them in here. And everyone does have a database, unless you're new to the area. CN, I see. My follow-up question would be, are you new to the area, or do you know this area? Are you from someone here? Because everyone, like, I have this with my agents all the time. I'm like, you guys, the business is right in front of you, dude. Like, we just have to get the people in your phone, because every single one of them lives somewhere. It's so much easier to transact here than it is to go meet a stranger on the street I've never talked to before and try to justify why they should use me.
Yeah, and I think off of Mike's point there, and I've done this with agents in the past, you will be extremely surprised if we just sat down and actually, some of those tools you mentioned, your cell phone, your email, your Facebook list, if you sat down and actually export all that data, and yeah, there's going to be quite a bunch in there maybe you haven't spoke to in years, or you haven't even heard of, right? It's just, but you would be very surprised on really what the size of your database is. And I think if we're going to kind of go through some of these exercises with Mike to import this data, that's kind of the starting point. That's kind of a first step. I think you would be pretty shocked in terms of how much data you really do have of people that
Crazy.
we're just not touching right now.
100%. We all have a database. We already have one in
Yeah.
Facebook, and we already have one in our phone. And
Yeah.
what I'm always about is just reminding those relationships. And the answer, Matt, that one of the first things we do is we send out the I'm sorry video email. That's the
Okay.
very
Yep.
first step. So this is why we have the onboarding. And the I'm sorry, we had a gal, it was sort of a sad situation. And her mother got sick and she got out of real estate for 12 months. And she goes, Mike, I'm embarrassed that I haven't been in front of my database. And she was so embarrassed that she lost touch. That's what was stopping her. And I'm like, what are you embarrassed about? So then we came up with the I'm sorry email. And the subject line was I'm sorry. We also used that video for a social media post as well. And she goes, she came out. I have the written on my desktop, but it came out something like the subject line was I'm sorry. And she came out saying, look, I'm sorry I haven't been in touch with you lately. And the truth is that in the last 12 months, my mother got sick and I had to get out of the real estate business to go take a job so I could take care of her. But that wasn't where my heart and my passion was. And that's why I wasn't in touch with you. What do you think happened?
Mhm.
That gives me chills, dude.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, because your database will rally behind you if you let it. We're so scared to reach out to it. But why? These are the people that already know, like, trust, and love us. They're going to support you in every single time. I can tell you, I've seen this time and time and time and time again. And it's usually that's what people take. Like, you get that first little bit of love, and then it's just like, boom, I'm on, baby, let's go. And just be consistent every month. Air, land, and sea. Be consistent on email. The direct mail's automated, and send out one email a month. That's all I need you guys to do. And then be active on social. You're done. Keep adding people to the system. That's the key.
Mike, Melanie's got a question. Melanie, I think this, so is this the same platform as we did a training the other day on the bear printing, which you're familiar with, Mike? I
Yep.
think bear printing covers the direct mail piece of this.
Yeah,
Not,
correct. So when you turn on Referral Suite, it allows you to automate your list of contacts into one of Bear's printing. And Bear is our printing partner. So we have a bunch of like in the onboarding, we help you pick out your campaigns and set them up. But in short, Bear has a bunch of different types of campaigns that you could automate your database with. And there's different options. You could customize one through AI if you want and build a specialized one, or you could just take one of the pre-built ones. But Bear's printing, they have all kinds of other stuff you could do as well. So for Referral Suite, we use just that one section of it to help us automate the direct mail. But Bear, you could use it for all kinds of other stuff. They have everything from branding, and I like the listing tools. They have a lot. The listing tool, like the Just Listed, and then the listing kits. Those are cool. And you could use it for all your branding stuff. But yeah, they work together. But no, you guys still have access to that. The only thing you're turning on here is access to automate your warm database to be automated, direct mail automated.
cool. Well, any other questions for Mike? All right. Well, if you do, if anything pops up, you guys just reach out to me, and we'll get those answered for you.
Cool.
You know, in terms of if you are interested, if you want to access the system, things like that, just reach out. But Mike, we appreciate it, man. Thanks a lot for your time today. And
Yes, sir.
yeah, I'm sure you'll be seeing quite a few of us here on your next upcoming coaching calls.
Awesome. Love to have you guys. The next one will be
Absolutely.
next Wednesday. Bring your questions. Don't be scared, and get ready to put yourself out there.
Awesome. And again,
Thank
guys,
you.
I'll have Rachel, the office, send out the recording of this, so you guys will have that in your back pocket to refer to if you haven't, if you need to rewatch. So other than that,
Awesome.
thanks guys. We'll talk to you all later. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
Thank
Have a great day,
you.
everyone. Bye-bye.
All righty.
Bye.